Hello and welcome back. So you want to learn how to squat and deadlift. Alright, so we're going to start off with the deadlift, and we're focusing a little bit more on a hinging movement than it is a squatting movement. And I'll explain what that means in a second. When it comes to the foundation of what we're moving through and where our counter force from the ground is coming from, is going to start from our foot and ankle. So the very first thing we have to consider and think about is where are our feet positioned in relation to what our hips allow us to do, and that may differ per person. And or consider what muscle groups we want to focus on working. Now, if we're in a more conventional position, traditional position here, I'm going to focus on keeping my feet based with the big toe, pinky toe, and heel based to the ground. That's going to be my force of stability, my focus of stability. As I screw my feet into the ground, you're going to feel that pressure and that force going into the ground. I'm also going to notice a little bit of tension through my legs. My glutes are going to engage a little bit as I externally rotate my hips. From here, I'm going to focus on then bracing my abs. So I'm able to get the feet to stabilize. I'm able to get the hips to engage a little bit. I'm going to engage my core now so that I have that core set of stability when I go to hinge forward. I'm going to stick my butt back with that core engaged in a hingy movement from here. And then I do have a mirror to my right here. If I were to check that, I'm going to see a relatively straight line from hip to head. So as I hinge forward, abs are braced, butt's back, and then just tucking my butt in as I thrust my hips forward. That's what stands me back up. Feet are stable. Now, if I want to focus on more of a squatting movement or squatting movement, I'm going to change my direction a little bit, keeping my chest a little more upright. Instead of bowing forward, I'm still engaging my core, still screwing my feet into the ground, but I'm sticking my butt back as I come down. And then abs are engaged, driving the heels and feet into the ground. My entire foot is based to the ground for the sake of stability and pressure as I come back up. So either way, you're bracing the abs, you're sticking the butt back, but you're keeping the feet based to the ground, in addition to that screwing into the ground for the sake of stability and force. Now, if we're adding some weight to it, like a suitcase or a farmer carry type of position, I'm going to grab the weights, brace my abs, chest up tall, drive my feet into the ground as I tuck my butt in, and then coming back down. So this is relatively more of a squat than it is a hip hinge. Right? So from this position, I'm doing more of a squat versus a hip hinge, which is more relative to a deadlift. So it's keeping in mind that there is a mechanical difference. Either way, I'm engaging my core, screwing my feet into the ground, getting the hips to work a little bit more. Now, if I want to focus a little bit more on adductors or inner thigh muscles here, this is where more of a sumo stance can be relatively beneficial. If I want to go into a goblet position, as my hips are externally rotated slightly, toes are slightly out, I'm going to focus on keeping my knees in line with, let's say, midfoot in terms of stability component. So I'm not getting a functional valgus or functional varus of my knee as I drive my hips out in relation to my feet, driving back up. Now, we're going to get glutes involved, but this is going to stretch and strain a little bit more of the adductor group. So we're going to get some adductor involvement when it comes to standing back up and then loading eccentrically back down. Give this a shot. Let me know how it feels. If you have any issues, reach out, let me know.